Welcome back.
Glad to be here.
If you want to kind of introduce yourself and tell me why you're here.
Yeah, I'm Dean Mitchell. I'm the director of HudsonAlpha Wiregrass. HudsonAlpha Wiregrass is a partnership between the HudsonAlpha Institute for Biotechnology in Huntsville and the city of Dothan.
Mhm.
The Institute's a nonprofit research institute located in Huntsville. We use the power of DNA to improve the world. DNA is the molecule that contains all the genetic information for all living things to develop, flourish, and reproduce. It makes me who I am, makes you who you are.
That I do remember from science class.
That's right. And we remember all the things learning about the A's, the T's, the C's, and the G's in biology, right?
Double helix.
Double helix, right.
Yes.
So we have 12 scientists on staff in Huntsville that look at DNA and figure out where the superpowers in the DNA are and where the Achilles heels are. Half of those scientists are doing that for human health issues. How do we solve neurodegenerative diseases? How do we solve Parkinson's? How do we solve cancer? How do we solve those diseases that really rob us and our loved ones of life?
Yeah.
Very, very serious stuff. And then other half of our scientists are looking at plants. How can we look at the DNA of a plant and figure out how can we make that plant more disease tolerant and more drought resistant?
Is that kind of what the branch, especially in our area, focuses on because we have so many farmers?
It is. One of the things that we're doing down here is looking at the peanut. How can we look at the peanut DNA and figure out the traits that are important to wiregrass farmers and breed plants that have good traits for wiregrass farmers with other plants that have good traits and make a better plant for wiregrass farmers?
More essentially making them more resistant to pesticides, anything like that?
And drought tolerant. Drought tolerant. Irrigation is a big challenge for our farmers. Obviously, weather and being able to adapt when it doesn't rain or when it rains too much. So that's all very, very important. And so we're trying to create a new peanut variety for wiregrass farmers. We're actually doing that with high school students. We're in 10 high schools throughout the wiregrass area where students learn about peanuts. They take a peanut, they plant it. 3 weeks later, they come back, they punch a hole in the peanut plant. They extract the DNA from the peanut.
Ooh, extract DNA from a peanut.
Yes, we use a micropipette and you do all these 31-step protocol that you go through.
Okay, cool.
And then so the students extract that DNA. The DNA then goes to Huntsville and it's read to determine
by a real scientist.
By a real scientist, a bioinformation specialist. Actually, we have one here in Dothan that helps us do that as well. And so they look and see where are the good traits in that peanut, where are the bad traits. And so then the students decide out of their 20 or 30 plants in their classroom, which are the 4 or 5 that we want to recommend to Dr. Clevenger, who's leading this program for HudsonAlpha, to breed with his other good plants. And so students are having a real impact on a real science project.
And so then if you said 4 or 5, so that's about 50 peanuts from 10 schools that get sent back to Huntsville for that research to kind of continue.
That's right.
That is really cool.
And so we have a greenhouse up there. And so that process can take, can happen all year round. And so then once we get a good peanut that we're ready to sort of test.
A good nut.
Yeah, good nut. That's
what is
right.
that? You're a bad. Oh, that's Willy Wonka, a bad nut. That's what I was doing.
We get that good nut. We were ready to test it for the first time, which we did last spring against 9 other varieties that are currently in the market. And so we had a good result on that. Obviously, we need to keep refining that process, keep improving it. But using the power of DNA, using the power of technology, we're able to cut down on the process of getting to a new peanut variety by half. Most universities that have to do it do the traditional breeding, where you just two plants mate, and then you have to wait until it's grown. You have to look at it, see it, test it, smell it, feel it, all those things. We don't have to do that because of the power of DNA and the power of technology.
That is really cool. So with you guys, I know this is obviously a big part of what you do, but what are some other projects that you guys work on?
Thank you. So there are 3 large buckets that HudsonAlpha works on: education, research, and economic development. I just talked about research. Education, we're trying to train the workforce of tomorrow for jobs in science, for interest in research. How can we spark student interest in pursuing a career in agriculture? It may not be in farming, but it could be in research. It could be in marketing. It could be in other aspects.
And that's where you guys go in. I've seen you do summer programs and whatnot that I saw. I think it was last year. You were doing one with, it was about DNA, and one day was, I think, plant.
That's right. That's right. And we do have summer camps. We have events throughout the year called HudsonAlpha U, where we're educating the public about DNA and genomics and why it's important and why you need to learn about it. Interesting fact, that the first human genome was mapped probably 20 years ago. It took 13 years to map one human genome, and it took $1 billion. Today, you and I can get our genes mapped in one day in less than $1,000. That's how much technology has improved
In
over the
just 13 years, you said?
13 years, the first one human genome. One.
But and you said that was just 13. Oh, it took 13
About 20
years,
years
20
ago.
years
Yeah,
ago. Yeah.
yeah, it took 13
So
years
that's
to do
pretty
all that.
crazy
Yes.
that we're just 20. I'd sound just 20 years, but in science, that's not a lot of time.
It's not, but think about technology, think about our phones. You're younger than I am, but I remember when we didn't have phones, and then we had bag phones, and then you had the flip phones, and now we got all kind of phones.
That's right. I came in us 2000, or what are we, Gen Z.
That's right.
Came in at the time where it was like we saw the boom of technology happening, because I grew up, my mom had the Razor flip phone, then she had the BlackBerry, and so it kind of went through. It was cool seeing that whole technology phase kind of, or get to see that in real time, how everything changed.
That's right. But the other bucket we work in is economic development. In Huntsville, they've been able to recruit about 50 plus biotechnology companies to come to the campus at Hudson Alpha, obviously sparking an economic boom in that area. We want to take that success that they've had in Huntsville and bring it to the Wiregrass. And we'll be excited to move into the Wiregrass Innovation Center next year.
I was just about to bring that up. I am really excited to see that done too. I'm sure it's going to be a state-of-the-art building. What are you're going to have labs there?
We'll have labs there. We'll have office space there. We'll have programs. It'll be a place where entrepreneurs can come and we can connect them to resources. We can connect them to opportunities to get their idea from their head to the commercial market. So we're excited about that, excited about creating an ecosystem around ag technology. If you think about it, currently we have about 7 billion people in the world today. By the year 2050, that's going to be 10 billion people. That's 3 billion more people that we're going to have to feed and fuel.
Yes.
Obviously, technology is going to have to play an important part of that. So we want to focus on technology that can help our farmers be more productive, help them be more efficient, and produce more food, not just here in the Wiregrass, but all over the world.
Yeah. So once the research and developments you guys find, you can transfer those out everywhere. And then, like you said, with the population growth, it's going to be needed.
That's right. And we're really excited too. We're in the midst of a national program right now with an organization called Builders and Backers, where local entrepreneurs, if you have a business idea, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a thinker, if you're a doer, contact us, go to our Facebook page, see where we have pinned Builders and Backers, apply for the Idea Accelerator. This is a 90-day virtual program where if you have an idea, you'll be paired with a mentor that can help you think, how do I get my idea to the commercial market?
And this is not just any science or any kind of business. This can be any
This can be any
business.
idea. We'd love to have ag tech ideas, but this can be any idea. And again, applications are due by March 11th. For those that are selected, you could receive up to $5,000 to test your product to see, do I have a customer base? What kind of problems might I have with this? Am I going to be able to scale it? What are the challenges that I might have? Who's going to buy it? All the things that business people have to think about before they scale up and launch their product.
And again, I do just want to clarify that just if you do apply, that doesn't mean you're going to get $5,000. How does that, is it like selected, whittled down?
It is a competitive process. So applications will be sent in. We'll be reviewing those along with our national group, Builders and Backers, and we'll look for those ideas that have the best merit and the best chance, and then obviously be able to pair the entrepreneurs with mentors that can help get them to the next level.
Well, awesome. Sounds like you guys have a good program. And if people want to find that again, you said that they can go to your Facebook.
They can go to our Facebook page, and we have a pin spot at the top that talks about Builders and Backers Idea Accelerator. Go there, and you can apply there, and applications close March 11th. And continue to follow us on social media. That's where we do a lot of our communication.
That's where everyone is now.
Yeah, it is. And we'll have programs throughout the year. We'll have summer programs. We're getting ready to launch our BioTrain internship program. We'll have 5 internships with local companies and 5 college students kicking off in late May. And that'll be an opportunity for those companies to get some great help, but more importantly, be an opportunity for students to pursue their passion and to get some real skill experience.
And that also is, internships are so important. I remember that was the first kind of taste of real work that obviously I worked in odd jobs in college and whatnot, but for my career path. it was definitely cool to see, and I love what you guys are doing.
Thank you. And then February of 26, we hope to be in the brand new Wiregrass Innovation Center in downtown Dothan, next to the Wiregrass Museum of Art. Thanks to our city of Dothan and Mayor Saliba and all the city commissioners that are supporting this project, and our state legislators and the Wiregrass Foundation. It's going to be a state-of-the-art 45,000 square foot facility that'll be home to entrepreneurs, research, and education initiatives.
I'm excited to see it.
Yep. Look forward to it. And thank you for having me.
Of course. Thanks for coming on.